If you're in the pressure washing industry, you're probably familiar with the Google Maps Measure tool. And it's a really nice feature it's totally free. You can easily go in and measure driveways, sidewalks, patios, houses, pretty much anything that you can measure, either linear feet or square feet. Okay. In this video, I'm going to be comparing this tool to the built-in Autobidder Measure Map tool, which is also totally free, by the way. If you have an Autobidder account, you can use it. It's free. It does similar, but in this video, I'm going to compare it. Okay. So I'm going to try a few different random addresses. I'm going to search up a few random addresses. I'm going to pull it up into both tools, and I'm just going to compare the two and show you how the Autobidder one excels against the built-in Google Maps version. Okay. So let's start. So here I have a random house, but here's the problem. When you do a measurement on the Google Maps version, you can't save it. So, you can save it to your, write it down, save it to your CRM and whatnot, but you can't save the actual map to come back to at a later time. You're going to have to redraw it. So let's say in this particular property, we want to measure the house, the driveway, the sidewalk, the pool deck, and maybe there's a little deck or something. Okay. Now this has a lot of great features because you have the 3D, right? You can go through it and you can look around. It's pretty sweet, right? The cool thing is the Autobidder version has this as well. And with that being said, let's go ahead and give this a try. Let's go ahead and start this off, okay? So first, in order to do the Google Maps measurement, you're going to right-click on any point you want to start with, and you're going to click Measure Distance. So we're going to start on this point. It's at a point here, at a point here, at a point here, at a point here, 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 and finish it off here. Okay. So we have a total area of, as you can see here at the bottom, 2,400. Total linear distance was 2,100. All right. Or excuse me, 211. Okay. Now, what if we're doing an estimate we also want to measure the driveway? Well, we're going to have to save this, go write it down, and then go measure the other parts. Now, let's pause this where we're at, and let's head over to the Autobidder form. Now, the cool thing is I have the same exact house, the same exact address pulled up within the Autobidder form. I'll go 3D. You look around. Here's the Autobidder version compared to the Google Maps version. And it's the Google Maps API. So, it's getting the data from the same source. It's just a cooler layers on top of it. So let's do the same thing. We're going to go to the aerial view. That's the best way to actually get the measurement is from the bird's eye aerial top, right over the top view, not the 3D view. So Autobidder has two different ways. It has the center rectangle, which is best for mobile. The Google Maps version, I'm not testing it on mobile, but if you were to test it on mobile, it's much more not complicated. It's just a little bit more difficult to use on mobile when you're trying to tap. This version makes it a much easier on mobile. But since we're on desktop, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go put our points here. Same thing. Let's go ahead and trace the entire section. Finish off the polygon. And you can see 2,200. Now, I probably didn't put them in the exact same spot, so that's why the measurement's probably a little bit off. You can, dial it in and adjust as you want. But here's the cool thing about Autobidder. So there's one, okay? Now, let's say we wanted to also measure the driveway. First, we can just give this a name and call it house wash. And maybe I want that H to be capitalized. So we'll call this our house. And actually, I probably should just do house, not house wash. But now let's say we also want to measure the driveway. So same thing. We can just put this on here. And then we will change this. And we'll choose, let's see if we got the driveway option here. We'll change this to driveway. And now we've got a separate option for driveway. Okay. And I'm just going to give this a name, driveway. Cool. So now we've got two different shapes here. We've got a house and we've got a driveway. And we can view the different layers. Okay, so we've got house and driveway. All right, but now if we also want to measure the pool deck. Now, let's go back to the Google Maps version. The Google Maps, you have to do this individually, one at a time, right? You have to go through and individually place the measurement. So you'd have to clear this measurement if you want to start another measurement. Now, that's not a huge issue. You can save it to your CRM. But the awesome thing about the Autobidder version is that you can save all of this. So let's also measure out the sidewalk. Okay, and you can also, just like on Google Maps, you can adjust this as necessary once you have the polygon placed. But let's also measure out the sidewalk. So we're going to just add a new one. We're going to call this one sidewalk. Start drawing. And we're just placing a point every point where we see the sidewalk. And you see I have a little mistake right there, but it's no problem. I'll be able to go in and fix it. Okay, now we have it drawn. And now we can just pull this out. pull this one out a little bit if we want. Okay, now we got our sidewalk option. So we got house, we got driveway, and we've got sidewalk. Now we can also measure the pool deck. So let's go ahead and start here. Same thing. We're just going to go around. Now the pool decks are a little bit tricky. I'm going to show you how I like to handle the pool decks when you're doing the measurement. You say, well, how do I handle, what if it's the pool inside? You just go around it just like this. And don't worry if you make a little tiny mistake on the point. You can always go back and fix it. And then we're going to come here. And then we're just going to finish it off like that. And there we've got our pool deck. And we drew the whole thing without actually encompassing the pool. Now, if you make a mistake, you can just drag any of the points and fix it how you want. And same thing, we're just going to give this custom shape. We're going to go ahead and name it pool deck. And the awesome thing about this is that you can save it. So let's go ahead and save it. And boom, now we've got it saved. Now you'll also notice I've got a few other measurements here. So let's go to this one. You can look through all of your different saved measurements. So every single time you do a measurement for a customer, you can save it here. So if you want to, this building I have is just doing randomly. This one's a different building I was measuring just randomly. This one is a random one I didn't actually measure. Let's go ahead and delete this. And then this one is the one that I just did, so I can always come back to it. And you can also hide the layers too. So if you're drawing and some of the layers are getting in your way, you can just hide them. And let's say if we wanted to measure this pergola and then fix it a little bit, and then we would just name this pergola. And now we can just turn all the different things back on. And you can see all of the different measurements for the different items that we're measuring here. All right, and you can do fence too. So here you can see this property has a fence. So in this case, we would go line instead of area. And then we would just want to go ahead and select fence, start drawing. So let's go ahead and map out this fence. And the nice thing is too, you can go to the 3D view to see. I can't really exactly see from this angle how the fence goes, but it looks like it goes out here. And it looks like it goes to here. Now let's head back over to 2D view and let's complete the fence. And then we'll just finish it. And now you can see the fence is 270 some feet. Okay. So you can see here, now I can save this again. And now we've got our measurement saved for future reference. And you can save it to a customer. Now I created this with no customer attached, but if you're doing it through the Autobidder form, you can attach it to your individual. And that's one of the key differences between the built-in Autobidder Measure Map tool, which is free, just like the Google Maps version, and the actual Google Maps version. So I said I was going to test it one more time. So let's go do another test. So I'll save this and then I'll click new measurement. And let's start with Google Maps. Let's just go find a random address here. Here's a simple one. So let me clear this measurement and we'll go measure it on Google Maps. So we'll right click, we'll click measure, we'll put our points on the vertices. And now we've got our measurement of 2,500. So let's select this house so that I have the same address. Let's clear the measurement so that I can select the house. And I'm just going to take this address. I'm going to search it up on the Autobidder version. And now the Autobidder version, we're working on this thing. When you enter an address, it's going to automatically collect. When you do it this way, you see it has this feature where it connects to the local county. Basically, the local county records include, or they have the footprint of the building. And so this pulls from there and it automatically adds the measurements. But I'm going to go ahead and delete all these ones because we don't need them. And I believe it was this house right here. Now, I was saying earlier we have this built-in, this version that makes it better for mobile. So it adds this vertice right into the middle and then allows you to point it this way. I'm just going to do it this way just to show you how it would work. You don't want to do it this way on desktop usually. This is more so for mobile because on mobile, putting the points right where you want them is a little bit difficult. If you have bigger thumbs, it can be a little bit of a pain. So I'm just going to show you how to do it this way real quick. And we'll come up here and add our final point. Okay, then we've got our shape, about 2,500, which is about the same as the other one was, which I believe was this one here. And like I said, you can give it a name. So we'll just call this house. And the sweet thing is, you can save it. You can also change the color too if you want. So if you are doing multiple different things, you can, give it a different color if you want. And then you can measure the driveway, the sidewalk, the yard, anything that you need to measure. You can measure it here, and then you can save it. So that was a quick comparison of the free Google Maps version and the free Autobidder version of the Measure Map tool. The biggest benefits is that you can measure multiple things on Autobidder. You can divide them up into different areas, and you can save them so that you can always reference them in the future. So that was an intro. There's much more to it. I'll have other videos. If you have any questions, please let me know. And if you haven't tried it out yet, create a free Autobidder account, go to the Measure Map page and try it out.